Good morning, students. Welcome to GC Tech Hub CS tutorials. In today's class, we are going to discuss how we can create stacks of different objects, different real world objects, and use it in our program. We have already seen the program for stacks where we had written separate cases for push, pop, traverse and peek. So now we are going to see all of that with the help of a stack of books. So if I have to implement a stack of books in Python, how am I going to do that? So this stack of books means it could be a stack of anything. It could be a stack of books. It could be a stack of city names. It could be a stack of player information. It could be a stack of movie information. So this way I can create stack of anything. So I have taken books over here. Now we will see what are the things which we need for creating stack of books. So firstly, each book will contain the following, that is book title. I have notified it using B title. This is book title. Second will be book name. Book title is the name of the book, so we don't need to include anything else. So I can take this as number 2. And our number 1 will be book number. And our number 3 will be price. Price of book. So this is a stack of books which we are going to prepare, and for that we have book number, book title and book price. So every book information, every element which will be stored in the stack will contain all these three things. So it would be something like this. If we have a stack, so the stack will contain the three things, that is the book number, book title and the price. Okay, so we are going to maintain a stack which contains all the three things: book number, book title and the price. So let's see how we can do this. So we will be using all the functions which we have already created uh, in the previous program, where we created a program for stack. So I'm going to open a new window and save it. So this will be stack of books. The entire program is going to be the same. So we are going to start with defining the stack of books. So I am defining the stack of books as book stack will be which will be an empty list, and we will take top, which is equal to none, and we will also take size. This time we'll restrict the value, will restrict the size of the stack. So let us ask size from the user. Size of stack. So user will enter the size of the stack. Now we can start with our program. So we will first create a menu offering various options. Push book, pop book, peek, traverse. And we will ask choice from the user. Which operation? So if user gives choice as 1, that would mean that user wants to push book. We will temporarily write pass everywhere because firstly we need to concentrate on creating the structure. If it is 3, it is peak. If it is 4, it is traverse. Else break. So once it is break, the break statement is executed. That means choice doesn't contain all the above 4 values. Hence, it's time for the program to terminate. So end of program at the end. This is the last message which will signify end of the program, and I'm going to also add exit. So this is my general structure which I have created, the general structure of the program which I have created. Now we will start seeing each case. Now the first case is push book. So the basic thing what we require in case of pushing the book information is these 3 things we need to push. So the first thing is read the information from the user. So we will first read the info from the user, and second is we will save everything in the form of, we can save it in the form of a string, we can save it in the form of a list, we can save it as a tuple or a dictionary, whichever we want. So right now I am going to use tuple. So let's save everything in the form of a tuple. So whatever the user gives, suppose for example for book number user gives 101, for book title user gives XYZ, and for book price user gives 400. So these 3 things will be saved like this within a tuple. This way. So I'm going to save everything as a tuple, and the stack will contain each of these tuples. So every element of the stack will be a tuple containing the information about books. So the first thing is we need to ask for the values from the user. So we will be asking them one by one. First book number, then book title, and then book price. So we asked the 3 values from the user, and now we are going to save the book info in a tuple object. So for that I am just going to create a tuple named LE, that is my book element, equals BNO, B title, comma B price. So I've just created a tuple object and saved all the 3 things there, and now we are going to push it to the stack using all the various rules for stack. So first we need to, because we have asked for the size of the stack also, we are going to check overflow condition. So if top is equal to size -1, that means top has reached the last point in the stack, because stack is being implemented as a list object, hence it would contain a number of elements. So the last element which is there in the stack, that last element's index will be equal to size minus 1. So if that is the case, it means that your stack is full. So this is the point where you will print stack overflow. Else, else means the stack has not filled up completely and there is still room for elements. Now within this also there are two possibilities. One is stack is completely empty, in which case we need to first update the value of tuple. Tuple is originally none and we know that we cannot add any value to none. So we need to reset it to 0 so that it points to the first element in the stack. So for that I am going to write if stack, or I can simply write if top is equal to none, or if not top. I can simply make use of these statements. If not top means top is none. Alternatively, I can also write if book stack is equal to empty square brackets, or I can also write if top is equal to none. So I can write all these three. I have taken the first one. If not top means I am looking for the condition where it will evaluate to false, and if top is none, it means what? It is false. Okay, so if not top means I am trying to check if I had written if top, then I would have been checking it for that point where top is a not null value or a non-zero value. But in case I am writing here if not top, that means I am looking for the condition to be true when top doesn't contain any valid value. That is absence of a value, that is none. So if not top, it means there is no element. So I'll simply write top equals 0. Else I will simply write top plus equal to 1. That is because if suppose we are not entering the value for the first time, that is if my stack is not empty, it, and moreover if there is no stack overflow, it means there is room for elements in the stack. If top is not equal to none, it means there is at least one element in the stack, and hence we can simply increment the value of top by 1. And then we reduce the indentation by one level, because whether stack is empty or it contains at least one element can be added into the stack. So I'm writing book stack dot append le. So add the element, and once it is added, book info added successfully. So that is the case when all the complete book information has been added. Next is popping the book. Now we for insertion, that is for push operation, we checked stack overflow. Now for pop we will be checking stack underflow. So we will write if top is equal to none, or I am simply going to write it this way, if not top, that means stack is empty. Alternatively, I can write it like this: if book stack is equal to empty list, or if top is equal to none. I can write these two. If not top, it means there is no element in the stack, so stack underflow. Else, again two conditions will be there. Either the stack will contain only one element, that is if we delete that one element, after that there would be nothing in the stack, and we need to now reset top to num, because we cannot deduct anything from, if we deduct 1 from 0, in case there is only one element into the stack, like you can see over here only one element is left in the stack, right? Which means that the value of top is set to 0. Now if I remove this element, my stack will be an empty stack. And now if I write top equals top minus 1, which will mean minus 1. If you want, you can program it to represent minus 1 as null value, or what approach I am using is, in case there is only one element in the stack, after popping that, top should be reset back to none. So I'm going to write here, else if top is equals to 0, that is there is only one element into the stack, only one element. That means I'm going to write here, okay, the very first thing which I am going to do is first extract the element. So le equals bookstack dot pop, and I'm going to write here top, because top is pointing to 0 only, so it will pop the element from the top of the stack. And if now I will check, if top is 0, then set top, reset top back to none, else top minus equal to 1. That is if there are more elements, that is if there are at least 2 elements in the stack, it means that I can simply reduce the value of top by 1, which will now become 0. So once this is done, now I need to also display the value of element. Now one thing is there, if in case there is stack underflow, that is nothing is there to delete, so in that case element should also be set to none. So I'm going to write here, I'm reducing the indentation and typing here, element popped is, I can write le, and I can also write top equals top. So I've just written the value of top here. So I check the stack underflow, set the value of element to none in case there were no elements into the stack. Element equals bookstack dot pop top, that means I am going to first pop the topmost element from the stack, and then because there is only one element, there could be either one element or more than one element, so in either case element will be element which is at top will be the one to be popped. If top is 3, that is the last element, because it follows the LIFO rule, so that element will be popped. And if there is only one element in the stack, it means top is 0. So once it is popped, top will be set to none. Otherwise, top will be decremented by 1. Then peak top equals top. Traverse if bookstack, or I'm simply going to write if top is equal to none, or if not top, I will simply write stack is empty. Else I will write for le in bookstack print. So I'm going to print everything separately. Book number will be le0, book title it will be le1, and price it will be le2. So elements will be one by one, elements will be displayed in this way, and I'm going to print everything on a separate line only. And once everything is printed, I'll be printing an empty line also. So now that our program is ready, let us run the program. So it's asking for size of stack. So I'm giving the size of stack as 5. First is push book. So I'm just going to give title like AAA right now. So let us traverse and see. Okay, so it's giving me the value stack is empty. It means there is some problem with the stack over here. It seems that because the value of top I was checking it like this, if not top, so it is also, this condition is also evaluating for two different situations. One is if I write here if not top, one should mean that it should contain none, and second should mean that it should contain 0. So instead of doing it this way, let us follow the other method. That is, I'm writing here if top is equal to none. So I'm going to copy this and paste it multiple times. So size of stack is 5. Let us push a book. So this is my 5th book. Let us do the traverse operation and you can see that we have created 5 different books and you can see them over here, and because we have now 5 is the top, so stack is being filled in this way. If you want, you can also display the stack in the upside down form by running the loop in reverse. Let us check peak. So peak is top 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4, and let's pop now. So element popped is the topmost one and value of top now becomes 3. So if you just traverse it now, you can see there are 4 books. One book has been popped and now the top value is 3, that is 0, 1, 2, 3. So let us pop a few more books and you can see now there is only one element in the stack. If I again pop it, that element is removed. If I again start popping, so it will give me stack underflow, element popped none, top is also none. If I try traverse, stack is already empty. So you can see that we have created this. Let us do the dry run and see. So we'll take choice 1. So first of all, book stack, I'm going to create a column here. Book stack, top and LE. So book stack right now it is empty, top is none, LE nothing is there. So we first go with inserting, asking for all the 3 values, which populates LE. So LE is populated with the 3 values. So I'm just going to represent the filled tuple with this symbol over here. It shows that the tuple is filled with the 3 values: book number, book title and book price. So let us consider this one as AAA. That is the book title I am considering here, that is AAA. So actually it will be represented in this way, that is book number, your book name, and your book price, whatever it is, right? So that is your first element. Now we have already saved it into the tuple object LE. Now if top is equals to size minus 1, so size is what we have already asked for. The size was 5. So is top equal to size minus 1? No. So there is no stack overflow over here. We will go to else part. If top is equal to none, so top is equal to none, yes. In this case, we will set top to 0. So now value of top will be set to 0. Else, and this statement won't be executed. Book stack dot append LE. That is, now book stack will be containing this element. So it contains one element now, and hence lastly this statement will be printed, that is book info added successfully. So this was the first run. In the second run, again we ask for all the three values, that is these three statements, and we will save everything in element. So again let's take this one. Then if top equals size minus 1, again this condition has not reached, so there is no stack overflow. We go to else part. If top equal to none, now the value of top is 0. So this statement is also false. We go to the else part, that is increment top by the value of 1 and append this element to book stack. So now book stack contains two tuples. So this is book stack now, which contains two tuples. So this way we can go on adding elements, and suppose now my book stack contains 5 elements. So in that case the top has already reached 4. So when I check it over here, if top equals size minus 1, size is 5, so size minus 1 is 4. So when top is equal to size minus 1, it means that the stack is full, and this statement will be printed, that is stack overflow, and this whole thing, this whole code will not be executed in case the stack is already full. Let us now see the pop operation. So this is book stack. As you can see, there are 5 books, and I have now placed the books in an upside down manner, where this represents top, where top is equal to 4. Actual list indices would be 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. So top is equal to none. If top is equal to none, that means stack underflow. So top is not equal to none so far. We come to else part. LE equals book stack dot pop. So when we pop, and pop what? Value of top. So when we pop the topmost value, that is this value will be popped first. If top is equal to 0, so the top is not equal to 0 till now, that means we will be going to the else part, where we will simply decrement the value of top by 1. So when the topmost element is removed, now the value of top has been reduced by 1. So now top points to this value over here, that is 4. Similarly for the next one also we are going to do it this way only. Pop is going to be decremented by 1 till it reaches 0. So once top reaches 0 over here, That means now there is only one element in the stack. So LE equals pop, so this element is popped, and if top equals 0, so top is equal to 0 over here, so it will be now set to none. Now my stack becomes completely empty. Next time when you check, it will check it, this condition will check evaluate to be true, because now the value of top is what? None. So what will be printed? Stack overflow will be printed. So students, this was your stacks, that is stack of books. Likewise, please try creating a stack of any other object which will be given to you as a question today, and try coding the program using that. So with this, I end today's class. Thank you.